Welcome or welcome back. My name is Tab and I love to talk about books. I am going to be starting a new series called The Book Drop. Basically, I am going to go over all of my anticipated releases coming out on Tuesdays. So if you're new to the book community or reading in general, most books are published on a Tuesday. So I figure every Monday I will upload this video so you can kind of compile your TBR and do some shopping on Tuesday. And also I am going to go over any book purchases I made for the week, like book related, whether it's Kindle cases, sweatshirts, bookmarks, things like that. And I'll also go over some book news that I thought was interesting throughout that week. And instead of linking every book I talk about individually, to save myself some time, I made a book drop May folder on my Amazon storefront where I will just be linking and updating the books as we go through May. So I have that link in the description. You can click that and scroll through to find the books that you're looking for. This is the first episode, and I am going to be going over all of my anticipated new releases coming out the week of May 6th. I am going to categorize these in genres just to make it a little bit easier, and I will do some timestamps in the description just so that if you don't like a certain genre, you don't have to listen to the books. Full disclosure, I love romance. Romance is always going to be the one with the most books on it, and I'm probably going to do it first. So if romance aren't any type of books that you're interested in, then you can just skip forward to the next genre. All right, now on to the books. I am just going to do a really quick 1 to 2 sentence description of each book if I can, just to make things go along a little smoothly. I think I have less than 15 books though, so it hopefully won't take too long. The first book in the romance genre is Drop Dead by Lily Chu. It says, one mysterious mansion, 2 rival journalists, 3 weeks to uncover the story and love of a lifetime. So I think this may be like an enemies to lovers in the author publishing field. And a little creepy house. So maybe like a little mystery. The cover definitely gives like Scooby-Doo vibes. Next is Friends with Benefits by Marissa Cantor. Lifelong best friends say I do to a marriage of convenience. Trading vows for a financial safety net and benefits. Perfect for fans of Emily Henry and Catherine Center. Okay. First off, if anything's related to Catherine Center, I am going to 100% read it and purchase it, and also Emily Henry. So I have never read anything by this author, and I hope that this just isn't, not like clickbait, but people do it for the hype. I hope, and it's tricky because Catherine Center really does very no to low spice books, and Emily Henry kind of does middle of the road spice. So I'm interested to see if this book is going to be spicy or not. Hotter in the Hamptons by Tinks. This is a fiction debut packed with glamorous escapism, scandal, and sexual tension. Travel to the heart of the Hamptons in an irresistible summer fling. I've never read anything by this author, but I feel like this is such a great spring into summer read, and I love like drama. So this is going to be good. It sounds like also like a really great beach read. One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. Good things happen at the lake. That's what Alice's grandmother says, and it's true. Alice spent just one summer there at a cottage with Nan when she was 17. It's where she took that photo, the one of the 3 grinning teenagers in a yellow speedboat, the image that changed her life. So Carly Fortune, I think her like niche is lake-related romance books, and the covers are always so beautiful. They all have like a theme going on, and I am so excited to read this. Also, very much reminds me of something you would read at like the pool or the beach or outside. Hopefully, it's light and fluffy. I know sometimes her romance books they either seem very cliche or not dislikable, but I haven't been the biggest fans of her books, and I feel that they kind of all have the same plot. But of course, I'm going to give this a try. I'm always going to give this author's book a try. The Last Sunrise by Anna Todd. A moving and empowering new romance about a sheltered young woman whose life transforms during a summer in Majorca with a mysterious local. So Anna Todd was the author of the After series, which I have not read, but I did watch, I think, the first 3 movies on Netflix, and I liked them. So I'm interested to see what this book is about. I think it's like a young adult type of book, and I also have an e-arc for this, which of course I'm not going to get to read before it publishes, but at least I know I have it ready. Charmed and Alarmed by Cleo White. I dedicated my entire life to ballet, and what did it get me? A limp and intact V-card and 0 job prospects. Holden Ellinger is the last person I want seeing me at my lowest. The man might be obscenely attractive, but he's also a conceited playboy with too much money and a pathological fear of commitment. This is the Daddy Issues series. This is the 3rd book. It's very much like Age Gap, and I think they're all a dad. I don't know if Holden is. He makes an appearance in the 2nd book, but I absolutely love them. Like, this is really big age gap and like kind of taboo. And they're novellas, so they're relatively short. I can't wait to read this. I've read the 1st and 2nd one, and they did not disappoint. Coming out on May 9th is Stolen Dreams by Natasha Madison. So this is part of the Dream series. It's actually book 4, and I believe there's 6 books in this series, and they're all interconnected. Like, characters from book 1 through 3 are going to be in book 4, but I was trying to see if you could read this as a standalone, and it's kind of 50-50. A lot of people are saying you can read this as a standalone. These 2 characters have their own story, but previous books' characters are mentioned in the books, so you may kind of get a little lost when they talk about names, but it shouldn't really take away from the story. So take that as you may. I have not read this series yet, but it has been on my TBR since the 1st book came out, and I love the pretense of this. It's very much romantic suspense, and it is a single dad, workplace, enemies to lovers, age gap. And this is the description. It's kind of a long one because I didn't really know which parts to pick and choose out of it. So it says, I was left for dead when I was 18. Coming to Mustang Creek Ranch gave me something to live for. My boss is grumpy and reclusive, but I'm secretly in love with him, even though he's made it known he'll never settle down. Even though he's made it clear he'll never be mine or anyone's. I've kept my distance from Lila for years. No matter how much I want her, she's off limits. The only family I will ever have are the ones I fought beside in battle, the family I choose. Until the phone rang and I find out that I have an 8-year-old daughter. Watching Lila with my daughter makes me wonder what it would be like to do the thing I swore I never would, have a family and fall in love. I am so sold on this book. I may try and just read this as a standalone, and if I'm like going through it and I feel like I'm missing something or these characters seem really interesting, I'll probably stop, put it aside, and start from book 1. But everything I love about this, it's like, I know it's not Nanny, but it's like a single parent, an outsider is coming in and like parenting the child. Oh, I love it. Okay, so that's it for romance. Now I have 3 books in the mystery and thrillers genre. The first one is Parents' Weekend by Alex Finlay. I have an e-arc of this, and the description says, in the glow of their children's exciting first year of college at a small private school in Northern California, 5 families plan on a night of dinner and cocktails for the opening festivities of Parents' Weekend. As the parents stay out way past their bedtimes, their kids, 5 residents of Campisi Hall, never show up at dinner. I love this. Well, I don't really love this because I do have kids that are going to be in college, and the thought of that is absolutely terrifying, but I do like reading fictional stories about it. The Missing Half by Alex Keister and Ashley Flowers. 2 women haunted by their sister's unsolved disappearances band together in this captivating mystery from the #1 New York Times bestseller author of All Good People Here and host of the #1 true crime podcast, Crime Junkies. So I have never heard of either of these people. Ashley Flowers, I'm guessing, is the Crime Junkies podcast host, which I think is really cool, and even cooler that she's like making a book on what her podcast is kind of about. And the last book in this genre is The Tenant by Frida McFadden. And might I dare say, she pumps out books faster than I go grocery shopping, but somehow 80% of her books are hits for me, and they're all relatively unique. I don't understand how she does it with how many books she publishes, but I absolutely love them. This one is about Blake Porter, a man who suddenly loses his job and struggles to pay his bills. He takes on a new tenant, Whitney, to help him out. Things quickly go awry as Blake experiences unsettling events and suspects Whitney might be hiding something. This comes out May 6th. It's going to be on Kindle Unlimited, I'm pretty sure. All of her books are on Kindle Unlimited, and I want to read this one the day that it publishes. This sounds so good and so creepy. And then I have 4 other genres with 1 book in each. So for fiction, I have The Names by Flora Snap. This is a book about, can a name change the course of a life? In the wake of a catastrophic storm, Cora sets off with her 9-year-old daughter Maya to register her son's birth. Her husband, Gordon, a local doctor respected by the community but a terrifying and controlling presence at home, intends for her to name the infant after him. But when the registrar asks what she'd like to call the child, Cora hesitates. And what I got from this book is it kind of goes, the timelines are 35 years each, and they're all based on what she would have named the son. 3 different timelines, 3 different names, and 3 different outcomes. I'm usually not a fan of like literary fiction, but this I cannot wait to read. I have a hold on it in my library, and I hope it comes in soon. Then for nonfiction, which I normally don't have any nonfiction books that I want to read, or I don't even think I've finished a nonfiction book yet this year. My boyfriend and I are reading The Ancient Generation right now, and that's, I think, the first one. The book is called 4 Mothers, An Intimate Journey Through the First Year of Parenthood in 4 Countries. I find this so fascinating. I am a mother. I have 2 kids, and I have recently come to realize how different the United States of America is than all the other countries. Now, I have been to South Africa, I've been to multiple countries in Europe, and all of them are so completely different. And I love America for who we are. We are a melting pot, but it's crazy to see how other countries can get away with being so unaccommodating to foreigners, and being in the United States, how accommodating we are to foreigners. So this is going to be very interesting to see what it's like raising a child. It follows 4 women from Japan, Kenya, Finland, and the United States as they embark on the transformative first year of motherhood. And I bet this is a great book to give on Mother's Day, either to an expecting mom, a new mom, or even a mom that has kids in the house or outside of the house. It kind of makes you reminisce on when you had little kids and the struggles you went through. And I'm sure in this book, there is going to be a lot more struggles than I could ever imagine that I went through. And what's interesting also to me is Finland. I believe that was named like the happiest country in the world. I don't know if it was 2024 or 2023. So I wonder how this mom's experience is going to be. I know like healthcare is very different and benefits. So I'm very excited. I also have this on hold at my library. And then the one book in the romantasy genre, Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I have read from her before, the Eden series, which is a romantic suspense, but I am very happy to jump into this romantasy. And I believe this is a first book in an ongoing series. It says it's a spicy, romantic, enemies to lovers fantasy novel where a princess, Odessa, is forced into an arranged marriage with a stranger and then sent on a journey to a dangerous kingdom accompanied by an infamous monster hunter. Okay. Also on hold at my library. Last book that I have on my list, which is kind of a wild card, is in the horror fantasy genre. It's The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. Now, I know he's epic fantasy, dude bro fantasy. There's literally almost no romance in his books. But I want to kind of push my boundaries as a reader and see if I can even get into books like this. So the description says an invasion of flesh-eating elves threatens Europe, and a special force of monsters is recruited to save the day in this first installment of a tongue-in-cheek epic fantasy. I mean, it sounds so outlandish, but I'm kind of here for it. Now on to book purchases. I only have one thing, which is my Kindle Paperwhite cover. So a little embarrassing bit about myself. I have about 5 Kindles. I think I've traded in 2. Currently, I have 3. However, every time I buy a Kindle, I go through this same process. I get a clear case, just regular clear for the back of it because I want to see the color. I bought the Kindle for the color. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm kind of over this. Let me add some stickers. So then I put on stickers and I'm like, still isn't like giving me that feeling when I pick it up. So then I buy a Kindle cover insert, which is like that heavy cardstock with like stickers printed on it. So I put that in there. It usually lasts like a couple days. And then I'm like, oh, you know what I need? You know what I need? A pop socket. I don't know why. I have purchased probably 10 pop sockets for my Kindle. I never use it. I don't even last 24 hours. It's uncomfortable to me. I don't know why. I have a pop socket on my phone. I love pop sockets on my phone, but not on my Kindle. But I seem to continuously buy pop sockets for my Kindle. And then after all that's said and done, $40 is spent or more, and 2 weeks have passed, I go to a cover. I always go to a cover. I love the way it looks. I love the automatic like sleep and standby. And I also sometimes love holding my Kindle kind of like a book. And when I put it like this, they have a little strap. So I can put my hand through the back and hold it. So a little bit more comfortable than a pop socket, but I just love it. And I think most of it is the peace of mind knowing I can just toss this right in my bag and nothing's going to get scratched. I got this, I think, from Bookish Goods. I will link it down in the description in case you're in the market for a new Kindle cover. And to the last part of this episode is book news. Now, this isn't obviously all the book news that's going around. It is just book news that I clicked on links to see or I found interesting. So, which I didn't know if this author does this all the time, but Anna Wong has her new book, King of Envy, came out at the end of April. And I saw in her newsletter that she had like a song made. Maybe it's like the theme song to the book. It's called Envy and it's by the artist Chris Gray. And I will have the link to the Spotify song in the description. But it's not bad. I know she normally does like playlists for her books, but I think this is like the book's mascot, or I don't know, but it's really good. It was very interesting. The next thing, I found a new book like website. It's like a book tracker. It's called Pagebound, and there's no really bells or whistles to it. It's relatively new, but if you're looking for something that's very plain and unoverwhelming, then definitely go check it out. I'm sure as the website gets a little bit more popular, they'll add more things to it, but there's no like app in the App Store. It's just a website for now. LibraryReads came out with their top 10 and Hall of Fame books for May. I will leave the link down below for you to click on it, and almost every single book on their list I have on my TBR. I enjoy these monthly lists. I guess it's compiled by librarians all over the country, and they pick their top 10 or what they think is going to be the top 10. They have like nominees, they have books like related to their recommendations, and they have a Hall of Fame too. So it's tons of book recommendations. I'm sure you'll find a couple things on that list. Lastly, if you haven't already and you're a Prime subscriber, then definitely go to amazon.com/firstreads to get a free ebook before it is published. And also for the month of May, they have a bonus short read story that you can download for free. And it is called Death Row by Frida McFadden. So it's going to be definitely good. I don't know if they're like riding on her new book that's going to be released, The Tenant, so they're giving away a short story, but you can download that, and also you can pick from 8 other books in various different genres. I didn't find any other books that I wanted to download this month. None of them really were like calling out to me, and there was no romance book, so that's usually the genre I end up downloading from. But check out the link and hopefully you'll find a book that you can grab for free. So this completes the first episode of the book drop. I will be back again next Monday for a whole nother video. Thank you so much for taking your time out to watch my video. If you have any anticipated releases, please leave them down in the comments, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.